then you to get it back in alignment. You have the resources to get it back into alignment. And so if you're feeling like, my kids are home still, I'm trying to, or I'm on vacation and things, just go back to the basics. Take out your planner, go back to the basics, write down. You guys are in the chat. If you haven't done your perfect week yet, that's what I want you guys to do. Fill out your perfect week. So when you feel chaotic, you can look back at that paper and you can say, okay, I've spent time with my kids. I have, spent this many hours in my business. I've done this, I've done X. I feel good about my week, because when we get into, the craziness of our lives and whatever it may be, we may come to Friday and we're like, wow, what a crap week. I haven't done anything. But in reality, you can look at your perfect week and say, yes, I have done things, and you can feel good about it. And then you can always go into the weekend and wrap that up. So really quick, Allie, are you good? Yeah. Okay. So I just wanted Allie to come on here really quick, and then I want to talk about just some things going forward and then celebrate some of you guys. But I wanted to have Allie come on here and just speak some mindset, because really quick, and I'm sure Allie's going to tell a little bit more, but everyone knows Allie hit Emerald, and then Allie slid back a little bit, and she has been hanging around, 1,200 points ish. She can probably correct me on this, but for about 6 months now. And she has just done a lot of mindset and thought work, and I think it's really inspiring. And I just wanted her to share a couple, highlights and things that I bet could really help you guys too, just because I don't want you to feel alone in seasons that might be slow, because there's no such thing as a slow season, because in the slower seasons, you should still be working on your mindset. You should still be pouring into yourself, because I really do think that there is a time and place in every business, because it can't be fast all the time. That's just not sustainable. And you don't want that, because you will burn out. You want to have that slow, that I say slow, but that like little lull to where you can learn a new skill. You can apply it to your business. You can learn to be better at customer service, take care of your people, learn the retention, train your people up from the month before. If it was a busy month, like really take time to soak those things in. And so anyways, Allie, go ahead and take it away, babe. Share some inspo with us.
So in typical Andrea fashion, about 40 minutes ago, she was like, hey, can you train on some stuff? I'm like, oh, sure. And it wasn't really that, I was nervous, but I'm like, I'll whip something up or I'll speak from my heart. And it's like, I like to be like a little bit prepared. So I guess it's good, like reflection, maybe some stuff that I haven't probably done in a while. But she said, okay, just think of one word and talk on it. Like what comes to your mind with your business and your journey and where you are now. And let's just say that if you guys, I don't recognize you, Liz. So I'm sorry if I just don't recognize your face, but I don't know if I've ever met you. And Dewana, I know that you have been here for a while, but just like all of a sudden, full force, we love your energy. It's like, woo, she's back for Diamond Month. And there's a reason why, because we needed her. And just, again, there's been lots of ebbs and flows, and Miss Emily and I were going for Emerald together at last leaders retreat. And it was actually leaders where we had to make our own leaders because COVID jacked it up. And so we went to Nashville, and way back when it was like, last March is when I, gosh, it's funny. Okay. I'm trying to even think. So there's reasons and seasons, and you have to know your why. So that's step one. If you're in a lull in your business and you're like, all these people are jamming, what am I doing wrong? You're not doing anything wrong. Everyone's journey looks different. And so I went through a season of comparison, and I went through a season of, I can't do this. I'm not a good leader. I went through a season of, head junk. And then I went through a freaking booming season when I was a nurse practitioner working 40 hours a week. I had tons of people growing. We hit Emerald. I had my biggest paycheck, but I was miserable in my job. And so if you guys don't know that background story, I worked in primary care and got fired at a certain day because I didn't get vaccinated, yada, yada, yada. Anyways, I knew in my heart that Plexus was why I didn't do that. I knew that I didn't feel it in my gut to get it. And I knew that taking a leap of faith to believe in Plexus for our finances was going to be what I needed to do. So at that point, knowing that I was double my husband's salary and the highest in my business, guess what? Then we found out we were pregnant with Nora 2 weeks later after I lost my job and our insurance. So, anyways, it was a little crazy. I was a little nervous. And then at that time in my business, I was actually leaking points and I was not Emerald at the time when I lost my job. But I knew that Plexus was what I was doing and where I was supposed to be. And I was pushing the scarcity mindset out because that was definitely creeping in. And I'm probably going to cry because for like months after, I kept thinking like, I'm not good enough. Like my bills, like we've always had enough to pay our bills, but losing a 6-figure salary that was cushy and given to me, well, for a lot of fucking hard work and misery, and then seeing Plexus's income fluctuate, I was like, okay, I'm doing this. This is my only solve all. Like I have to keep going. So after losing like 900 points, like over the last 6 to 8 months, and then I remember texting Heather, like, I didn't make it. I'm not going to Hawaii. Like, I'm not even going to try for Emerald anymore. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to Hawaii. And so obviously that was motivation. But when you don't achieve that, when I didn't get to go the year prior because of fucking COVID, excuse my French, I know we're recording, but I was like, this is where I'm supposed to be, but why in the heck is it so freaking shitty right now? Okay. And I'm being real because, you know, when you hit a point in your business and then you fall back, you wonder like, why did I fall back? What did I do wrong? So I went through all that hedge crap, and I think it was for a reason because there's going to be someone else that it happens to, and hopefully they are inspired by me to persevere. So that was my word for tonight, was in the lows and through all the craziness, persevere, because you will come out. You don't know how long it's going to take, and you know, again, you want it to happen on your timeline, but it doesn't happen on that timeline. So let's just say that 2 weeks postpartum, I hit my highest points since falling back, and I was about 20 orders from Emerald last month at 2 weeks postpartum, and knowing that like that's the craziest, like no sleep, recovering, like it was God preparing me for all the perseverance and the consistency and the believing and the mindset that I was doing 6 months prior. The day I found out I was pregnant, what I think, oh my God, I have to get back to Emerald. I want my Emerald bonus, right? Like, yes, it's money. This is our why. This is like why I'm here and why we believed that I could step away from the job I hated. And so anyways, you may not want to quit your job and you may love your job, and that's great. But I just knew that I was not serving myself and was not with my family as much as I wanted to. And I was prescribing dumb medications, and I just knew that Plexus was going to provide for our family in another way. So anywho, persevering and personal growth. So I don't know why this quote stuck out to me, and I don't even know if anyone said it or if I just made it up, but if you train, you will remain. If you don't, you won't. So you have to train your brain to like say good things and think good thoughts, because there was definitely a time when I was not thinking good thoughts, and my lovely friend Heather would remind me like, you're in a funk, like get out of it. That's why you're not growing. And I'm like, you're right. I'm not. Like I'm focusing on my points and not my activity. And it's hard again when you see your points almost to, my highest was almost 1900, and then I went all the way back to like barely hitting 1,000, and I was like, but 1,000 is amazing. But when you saw that growth and then that drop, it's like, I'm a failure. I'm not good at this. I'm never going to get back there. So if you see your points fluctuate, just know it's your activity that is going to compound to bring you back to where you want to go and beyond. And it absolutely does. It comes from you pouring into yourself and making sure that you are confident in yourself and know your why, and persevering is the word of the day. So we're hopefully going to blow past Emerald this month with lots of growth. And so that was one thing that, it was like, where's our, gap, or where's our, missing link in what we're doing. So we have great systems. Felt like I was doing it. I never really changed anything. But then I realized, like, looking back on my first road to Emerald, I didn't do it in a way that was like a good sustainable growth. So we got there, but we didn't stay there for a reason. And we needed to grow and weed out negativity and, all the things that you will just learn as you hit the ranks, let's just say. But it definitely starts with me and knowing. I kept saying, like, I don't want to do it the way I did the first time. It was like blood, sweat, tears, do whatever, get to Emerald. And it's like you got there and then you were exhausted. And that is not, that's not how it's supposed to be. It's hard work and it's never easy, but you have to grow and, grow leaders. And I didn't always raise up the people that I didn't raise the leaders that I wanted to have with me. And so that's why God didn't keep those leaders with me. And so I, built new others, and it started with me saying, you're a good leader, you're going to get back there. And so right now we are like booming with just new people and new sprouts. And it's like, I didn't do anything differently. I just didn't stop doing it. I just kept doing it and kept believing in what I was doing. And so I think that just perseveres through and helps to, inspire those that are willing to stick through the hard times. You definitely will see the fruit of it, but you can't always know when that fruit's coming. You just have to know it's coming. You will harvest, I forget the Bible verse, but I'll drop it in the chat. You will harvest what you plant when you believe in God and have faith. So I have that written on my mirror. And that's where I feel like we're finally at. Like, yes, we're excited. I'm point projecting every day, but I'm like at peace with where I am. And I know that, good things are coming and all that stuff. So that was my 2 cents for the night. But
It's so
if you feel like you're not, if you feel like you're in a funk, like, do a check and think like, why am I in a funk? What have I been thinking? It's probably that you're not good. So
I think
just switch those, work on it. Not something that happens overnight for sure. I mean, I still have funky days. Don't get me wrong, but I have to say it's definitely all that.
Oh, I love your story. Thank you for sharing off the cuff. I knew you'd rock it. I mean, that's the best though, because you don't have a lot of time to like analyze and like all that. You really are just, raw. And I like that, because just like before you got on here, I was telling the girls, I was like, it's like my trip to Diamond was not sunshine and rainbows, because I also hit Emerald. This was the first time, and I didn't build correctly because I didn't have a system. I didn't have the tools that we have right now. And I also slid back, and that same year, the year after in 2020, I started the year. I know you guys know this because most of you guys have been with me, but I started the year at 650 points from 1500. And then we hit Sapphire that November. So, do the math, 3000 minus 650. I don't know, but that's a lot of points to be grown in, 11 months. But you guys, it's because Ali said, like, we have a system in place, but your belief around the system that we have, like, if you're missing steps, if you're like, oh, I'm not going to get on the phone with someone, or I'm not going to ask her for a shout out. Like, if you're just buffeting the onboarding system, then you're going to get like half results, right? But if you're like, okay, fine, I'm going to actually do what the onboarding is saying to do, you're going to see results. And if you trust yourself and if you're bold with it, you're going to see results. But, those results are not on your time, right? They're on the people that you are building the relationships with, that you are, I want to also touch on really quick too, like, and we're going to have an awesome training this Wednesday for our team call. So make sure you don't miss it. Invite your team. But I want to tell you guys, likes, comments, whatever it may be on your post, do not define you. You guys can go look at my posts. I've been doing this for almost 7 years. You can look at Heather's posts, Allie's posts. We're all jewels. And you guys, Emily's posts. The thing is like, we don't get a million, we don't drop a pink drink selfie and everyone's like, oh my God, like, it's just, it doesn't matter. Like, the thing is like, okay, so for instance, Brooks, like, he'll post all kinds of stuff with the boys and everything, like on his law page, and people love it, love it, love it. But as soon as he posts something like law related, it's like, it's just normal. I've taken so many marketing classes and things like that to go with this. And it's just facts. It's just that is how it is. Like when you put up an ad, so to say, whatever, people are going to be but they're watching, right? So if you are just basing your worth off of how many likes and comments you get, that's not right, because you never know who is watching. I was not the person to reach out or to comment on my friend's post and be like, hey, I am so constipated, I've got crazy sugar cravings, help a girl out. Like, I'm not going to put that out there in the universe, right? Like, I will message you behind the scenes and be like, here's the thing. So I want you guys, do not have that emotional attachment to fleeting things like a post or a response to a message and things like that. So these are things that I feel like when we hold that emotion or we attach an emotion or a story onto, well, she opened the post up, when someone opens up the post and they don't read it, or they open it up, they don't respond, that's not negative, because there's nothing that's there's nothing that's happening. They didn't respond, right? Or they did respond, whatever it may be, but like there's just like a neutral there, and that doesn't mean anything bad. So anyways, I wanted to take 10 minutes just to kind of go over y'all's wins and your struggles. So staying consistent really seems to be the win for everybody on here pretty much. How do you guys feel? Drop a 1 if you feel like you've been super consistent in your business. Celebrate yourself. So Allie said she's silver this month already and duplicated 2 silvers. Okay, so who's silver already this month? I'm already silver this month. I've helped 3 people with the triplex reset. So shout yourself out, guys. That's incredible. And so here I want to give you guys a tip on what I am doing with everybody who is buying the reset. I'm telling them, hey, I know I trained on this last week, but this duplication that can happen with the reset, like we all know, if each one of us decided to sign 10 people up with the reset and a triplex reset and weight loss reset and custom, you're getting $50 every single time. And so 10, that's $500. And then you're retaining those 6 people from April, May, and June. Okay. So I want you guys to really focus on that. It is only the halfway through the month. We have a very long month this month. So my goal for myself each day is to focus on one person. I remember whenever the iPad, do you guys remember when the iPad craze happened? Like 2 years, 2019, I think. So we had to get, what was it? 6 people to earn an iPad. And I was like panicking because I was like, oh my God, it is the 15th of the month. I've only signed up one person. I am dang determined to get this iPad. And so I remember watching this video by Roxanne, and I can even drop it because it literally would pretty much, like, obviously the verbiage and everything is for the iPad, but she was saying, focus on one person a day. Focus on one person that you're like, this girl is going to buy the reset and the triplex, and I'm going to get her to get a friend. So if you just break it down, instead of thinking, holy cow, I've got to get 6 more people, and you're like freaking out, like during the, like, okay, how am I going to get 6 people today? Like that is overwhelming. That's like, oh my God, like how can I sign up 6 people in a day? Well, how can you sign up one person a day? Like, who are you going, be strategic. Who are you going to go connect with? If people are not responding back to you, you've messaged them and they're not responding back to you, that just tells me connect with them more outside of Plexus. Talk to them about a recipe they shared, the clothing, a vacation spot. Try to get in their DMs and make it not about Plexus, especially if you have, left the conversation, if that conversation's hanging out and you're like, hey girl, like totally thought you were down to do this, but where are you? Get back into that messenger and be like, hey, like I saw you guys went to the beach, I love the beach bag that you got. Like, where could you send me your link to that you got it? Like, and then she might say, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. We were so busy getting prepped for the beach. I totally forgot to respond to you about the 3-day reset. I'm in. Like, just make sure that you're making it about them and ask yourself, like I trained on last week, like, what are they going to get out of this? But I really want you guys to focus on one person a day with the reset. Like, let's add $1,000 to our paycheck this month. 10 people with the reset. It's possible, you guys. If I'm going for this, I want you guys to go for this too, because if you're thinking, I don't know, 10 people, I feel like I've messaged everybody, that is not the truth. This is the beauty of this business, is because the beauty of social media, you can literally go make 10 new friends right now on social media if you wanted to, right? Like, be strategic. Go back through. I'm going back through all the people that said yes to me for the reset and haven't jumped in. Ask them about their health goals. If you haven't already sent testimonies to these people. Just pop in and say, hey, Addie, I saw this testimony on thyroid issues. Like, I thought of you. Can I send it over for you to read? Like, go find those, usually seal the deal. And then you're like, okay, awesome. Like, would you want to try what she's trying or what she tried? Okay, Liz said, I tried to take it away. Like you said, someone go see me. She replied back, apologizing because she had COVID and was sick, interested in reset. Yeah, exactly. Like, I feel like we always go to the negative of why they're not responding, but truly it's probably just life. Like, you really just don't know what is going on behind the scenes. And so just simply using that message and just saying, like, you know, hey, Liz, I know you're really excited to get started with the reset, but I'm feeling like the time is not right now. I'm going to go ahead and just take you off of my follow-up list for right now. But if you ever become interested again in the reset, I'm here to help you. And they could be like, hey, I had COVID. I felt like crap, but I'm ready to do it now. So good job, Liz, and good job, Joyce. Like, truly, you guys, you can do that. You can do this. You can sign 10 up. It's what's today? The 18th? Yeah, we have more than 10 days left in this month, right? But I want you also to duplicate that. Remember, everybody that's in the Raise Your Paycheck group, like, just think about that, adding 170 points to your team this month. So you add 10, you get 2 of them silver, they get 2 people silver. Like, you guys, that's a lot of points coming through. And it's very easy with this reset because you say, go grab 3 friends. You have, but those words have to come out of your mouth. Like, they have to come out of your mouth. You have to say, go get 3 friends. It's been so fun with me to do it with my community of good friends. Go get 3 friends, because we have a challenge starting the 25th. Okay. So let's get as many people as we can into the 25th challenge in the Facebook group. And then maybe next month, I'm going to look into running maybe a chat thread with them as well. Kind of like what we did, just kind of try it and see which one kind of feels better. But I'm just going to keep with the same thing this month. But any questions before we hop off? Do you guys have any questions that I can help? Any messages you guys are stuck in? Any wins? I feel like I answered, unless I missed something. Organizing with new building that's happening. Allie, I know we talked about that. Getting a level 1 share. Sam, you're gonna do it, girl. It just, I know you're amazing. It's just going to take a little more, like we always talk about, a little more following up, a little more vision casting, a little more like, hey, like, you have energy. Why don't you make a post? Hey, you're not craving sugar anymore. Why don't you make a post? But it's just encouraging people and saying, like, your friends are going to love this. Like, you really do need to share. Like, it is incredible. And just helping them through that. Ask why, like, what is like their hesitation? Maybe you can help uncover some, like, oh, I'm scared what other people are going to think. Okay, great. We have, you've got an answer to that. Or I don't think I'm not good at sales. That's like the big one. And it's like, okay, great. We don't want you to be good at sales, So just ask, when in doubt, just be the listener and ask questions and then help them work through that. So I think yes. So you guys just never know what's going on behind the scenes, but I'm so proud of each and every one of you. I mean, you guys are showing up middle of summer on this call. Honestly, it couldn't be better. And you guys, I see you guys, I see your points. You're all are the ones that the points are climbing, and you guys are having major breakthroughs. And so you should be super duper proud of yourself. So, all right. Well, I'll let you guys go 3 minutes early, 2 minutes early. But if you haven't filled out your perfect week, please do that. Definitely do that. Do it for your sanity, and do it so you know that you do things during the week. Because I know as moms or whatever, grandmas, we can always feel like we don't do enough. But if we look at that perfect week, then we will definitely know that we are checking all the boxes and everybody's happy in our family and we're good in our business. It's really, the simple things. So love you guys. Happy Monday. Let's go kick butt.